Yeah, there's no real change. We'd obviously one or two knocks last night, but we're seeing how Christian Benteke is over the course of the next 24 hours. Apart from that, the squad will be pretty much the same as the Aston Villa game.
So we can expect to see more of your more established names, if you like, coming back into the side from that, I can guess. And particularly a lot of focus will be on Daniel Sturridge. Is it a case of still nursing him along to make sure that he takes his time to get back to full fitness? And did you come to some kind of arrangement with Rodgers about him not being in the squad?
Well, no, first and foremost, this is about just managing Daniel's fitness. He's been out for a real long time. He's come back early through the work and the effort that he's put in. And now with so many games, we just have to make sure that we look after him. As I said, he's still looking to get to full match fitness, and like I said, there'll come a point where he will be available to play in all of the games, or certainly be available for them. But he's fresh, he's fit, and looking forward to this weekend.
There's always plenty of stake around a Liverpool Everton derby, anyhow. But given this perceived pressure that there appears to be around Liverpool at the moment, what would a derby win do for, first of all, confidence amongst the players, and also for yourself as manager?
I think firstly, these are fantastic games. You know, my time here, this is getting into my fourth season now, going to Goodison Park. We've played well there and been unfortunate not to have come away with the victories. We've never lost in my time there. So hopefully that continues. But we've played well there. I'm just looking forward to seeing the sort of continuation of the team developing. You know, I think when we first started, we had a couple of wins, but we weren't creating so many chances. I think now what you see in the team is it's starting to evolve now, where we're starting to create opportunities and clear-cut chances. So we know that whether we're playing at home or away now, that we're back into that flow of creating chances, and now what we have to do is take those chances. It's a big game because it's a derby game, and of course for us as Liverpool, every game is a huge game. But we go there with the confidence, knowing that we're starting to create chances now and score goals from our last games, and we'll go there, you know, with confidence.
Conversely, if you were to come away with a defeat, would that make life a lot more difficult?
Listen, every game here since I've been here has been that this game is there's no greater pressure or more or less pressure than what I've had before. It's fairly simple when you look at it. We've drawn numbers of games this season which we should have won. The reality is that we're only a couple of points off the top four, and we're 5 points off the top. So whatever pressure is wanting to be put on, certainly within myself and the players, we're still very calm. We're enjoying our work, and we're enjoying seeing us progress each day with that work.
And then obviously we started the season with 3 clean sheets on the bounce, but after last night that's 7 now without a clean sheet. What can you say to the players ahead of Sunday to try and get them back to that?
Well, there's two moments really. It's one that's, you know, we're obviously getting punished. We're not giving away so many opportunities, but we're getting punished for mistakes. So that's something that we arrive into every game. Our work is very much balanced in terms of the offensive and defensive side of our game. So it's about cutting out the mistakes. That's key for us, and to not concede. But also on the same token, that we respect and understand that every opponent that we play is really fighting and really working maybe as hard in our games as what they do in any game. So when the chances come along, we have to take them. So like the game last night, I think we had something like 7 clear-cut chances in the game. And we're getting punished for little defensive mistakes. And obviously we're looking to improve that sort of ratio of taking our chances. But no, we go into the game with confidence. We've got quality in the team, and we'll look to take those chances whilst remaining solid defensively.
With that in mind, I mean, was the feeling in the dressing room after the game last night a bit more of the frustration at missing those chances rather than being disappointed with the performance in general? Yeah,
I think it's a game we could have been sat here this morning and should have been probably sat having won the game 4-1. And everyone's talking about, you know, a lot of our young players getting the opportunities to play, and what a convincing performance. But you've got to take the chances, and that's something that we know.
Given those chances then that you are creating, how vital could Daniel Sturridge be to success on Sunday?
Well, I think you seen in the game last week, Daniel's quality. It's he's obviously at a real high level in terms of his ability to score a goal, and he's important for us. We've missed him over a long period of time, but what I think top players do is they also give the team confidence. When you know you've got that level of player in your team, then it helps the rest of the team and gives the team confidence. So him coming back into the reckoning for the weekend is a massive boost for us, and like I said, when he plays, you know he's got that star quality.
Roberto Martinez has just been asked maybe who the favourite for this one is, and he threw one in there by saying the amount of money that Liverpool have spent perhaps makes them the favourites. Is he right?
We will always take the favourite tag. You know, when you're at Liverpool, that's what you want, because it means you're fighting and you're at the top. So for us, we're happy to take the favourite tag of, as people want to put that onto us, because we are Liverpool and we expect to work well.
Brendan, you talk about being calm, the players being calm, the team developing, and yet last night once again we heard boos at the final whistle. Does that hurt you as a manager to hear that?
No, it's something that whenever the supporters probably watched the game last night and see the number of chances that we created, then to not have won the game will be disappointing for them. So I respect and understand that they'll want us to win as much as we want to win. So there's probably a little bit of frustration there when you don't win the game. But as I said, that's something that you have to take on the chin as a coach and as players.
You talked about hysteria last week. Is there a concern that after a game such as this one, in the same way that happened after Manchester United, emotions are so raw that the reactions are often very impulsive and very quick? Do you have a concern that a defeat might bring all that back?
Not really. Not really. I think you lose games at a club like this here. There's obviously, the investigation that goes into it is very deep, and obviously the analysis on it is huge. So, but that's part of being at such a prestigious club, and it's something that you have to be able to deal with.
Just to clear things up in terms of your own future, have you had to seek guarantees? You've got guarantees from Mike Gordon, Tom Werner, that your future in the short term is not an issue for them, whatever the result of the weekend, whatever the result of the games coming up?
It's not something that I look for, and it's not something that I'm worried about. I'll always work with the very best of the players in the situation that I'm in. So I'm not looking any reassurances. I'm not seeking any. I'm continuing to work with the players. I love the club. I enjoy being here, and I'm enjoying, along with the rest of the staff and the players, the challenge of improving and developing. And we know it's a long season. It's still very early on in the season, and we're making progress as we go along. So, and we know that we've got some outstanding players to come back into the reckoning. And once we get all of them back in fit and ready, then we know we've got a squad to challenge.
Right. Brendan, I know you've been disappointed with the lack of wins so far this season. In what way do you think a victory in the Merseyside derby could serve to re-energise your season?
I think every win gives you confidence. But of course, in this type of game, it's always it can be an extra bonus, especially away from home. So, but for us, it's another opportunity to get a victory, and we know we've got the game in order to get goals and to win the game. But we also respect that it'll be a tough game for us, but it's a game we really want to win for us as a team, and obviously for our supporters.
Daniel Sturridge showed his quality again in Anfield last week, two fantastic goals. He makes a big difference, but does he carry too much of the goal scoring burden?
Well, you want the goals obviously to be attributed around the team, but when you have a goal scorer of that quality, I think, like I said before, I think what he does is he gives the confidence to other players as well, and he creates space and possibilities for others. So, but no, I think he would want that. You know, he's a player that I never put pressure on him to get goals. You know, he's one that he is that natural finisher and he wants to get goals. But for us to have him in the team, he has so many other qualities. You know, his link up in his game is very good. His speed creates space for others. And like you say, he doesn't need many chances to get goals. And I look over the period of time that he was out, that our goal scoring record would be a lot greater if he was obviously, of course, fit and playing. But he's now back. We've got to manage that carefully. But we know that when he's in the team, he's a real threat for the opponent.
Can I just ask what you've made of Everton so far this season?
Yeah, done well. They're a point ahead of us. They've had a good start and we've had a disaster. So, but they're a good side. They get experienced players. Get some very talented young players, and young Barkley, who's an outstanding player. So no, they're a threat, and like I said, they get good experience.
Brendan, in the last 2 decades, really, you've had local heroes who can be the talisman in a derby. There's no Gerrard or Carragher this time around. So who can be that man this time for Liverpool?
Well, I'm not really bothered who it is, to be honest. It's about the team. Of course, I think it may well be the first time that we don't have someone starting in the Merseyside derby from Merseyside. But this is a club that's very much looking for that talent. You know, we've got young players, young John Flanagan. If he's fit, he's playing in the game. So it's just unfortunate that we don't have one. But for me, the concern is just about the team and hoping that any of them can be the star. Doesn't necessarily have to be someone from Merseyside.
Brendan, we've heard Roberto Martinez was very keen to put the favourites tag onto you. How much does psychology play a part in games like this, particularly in the derby?
Not really. There's no advantage or disadvantage for us. I think if we're the favourites, it shows that we are a big club and that people look to us as the team that wants to have that initiative. And that's certainly something that we're happy to have here. You know, I think we're definitely a team that every game we go into, the level of the opponent's game goes up, and that's because of the nature of the club that we are. So for us, there's no more, no less pressure. The pressure is for ourselves to go into the game, to perform and want to work well, and that's the pressure from within, nowhere else.
Okay, I guess there are degrees of sort of perception, because you mentioned yourself, Everton have had a great start to the season, and you've had a disastrous start to the season. I know it's tongue in cheek, but that's the perception, isn't it? And that's part of the sort of psychology.
Yeah, and that shows you the club that we're at, and it shows you the level of expectancy here, as opposed to maybe another club. So for us, we're happy to live with that, because it means that, as I said, we're a team that's expected to do well, a club that's expected to do well. And for me, it's about helping that development of a lot of young players and a lot of new players into the team, helping them evolve. And once they gather that pace of the expectancy for here, then I'm sure, like before, we can go on and do very well.
Brendan, in 2012, you said that you can work for 3 years. How would you summarise your time here so far then?
Well, I think obviously in the first couple of years we did well, and over the course of the last 12 or so months we've had to manage change and had to manage a lot of disruption really within our squad. So yeah, it's not really for me to judge. It'll be for other people. For me, I'll just continue with my work here and continue looking to implement an idea of football that we know can win games.
Do you still feel the full support from the fans?
Listen, whenever you win games, you know, that's the key. You have the support. When you lose, there's obviously disappointment. For me, my worry is for the football club. My ambition is always the success of the club. I want it to be the very best that we can be. But I've always been clear that as the manager, you will always have critics. And of course, if you're not winning games convincingly, sometimes those critics and the level of that can increase. But I also know there's a lot of great support out there for us, and those supporters that really want us to do well are very much behind the team. And that's the most important thing. It's not about me.